In terms of the decision, did it take a lot of thinking?
Well, there was a period, as I said, it was going to take time for me to make my decision. It wasn't just going to be based on, one or two things. There was going to be a various amount of factors. And, the thing that swayed it was obviously got the opportunity to play for England. But, also you look at the youngsters that we have coming through here, and it's exciting for me to see that happening because I felt like, that was me when I was younger. And it's probably the most talented group of youngsters in the Premiership coming through. There's a good 6 of them that are doing very well.
Having said that, how tempting was it to look at the offers from abroad?
Yeah, it is tempting because out of all the clubs in the world, Toulon does, tempt you the most with the setup. But, I feel like we're really on to building something here. As a squad, we're overperforming, we're doing extremely well. And, like I said, Dimes has had the go-ahead and we're going to look to invest for next season. And, we add to this squad, I think you'll see how powerful we can be.
You seem very settled in Manchester. What's the appeal of the place?
Probably me.
It's definitely not Dimes. I get on very well with everyone. It's that club. From day one, you hear things about Steve Diamond and how difficult he may be, but I've never found that. We've always got on, and he's always had to tell me to be in line or whatever it might be at any point, just as he has with any player. So we've got a good working relationship, and it's been an enjoyable 3 years.
And in terms of the England ambitions, what would they be?
Just to keep being involved in the England squad. I thoroughly enjoyed my time. I'm learning a lot. It's always nice to go out of a different environment and to come back. I've really enjoyed my time at England in the last couple of weeks, and it was exciting to come back to Sale. But it's also looking forward to going back on Monday and hopefully being involved in that Ireland Test week.
There seemed genuine affection amongst the fans I spoke to before the game as well. One of them actually described you as an adopted northerner. Is that important to you as well?
My mum might say that because she's a northerner, but I grew up down south. But I guess Dimes is trying to get me to speak with a northern accent, but that's how it is.
Danny, you've been through a lot sort of in the 2.5 years that you've been here, but do you think from a professional point of view that you're even better player now than you were when you first arrived? Yeah,
it's been a process. I've had very good guidance with Steve Black, Steve Diamond, Margaret Wells, people that have been in my corner for a while. It's not just going to be one person's doing, it has been a journey, but I feel like I'm in a much stronger position than I was then. I guess I've had a lot of life experience since I was 18 years old, and it's just going to serve me in good stead when it comes to those type of hard games like it was today.
Say Dimes as well, because you knew all about Danny when you signed him. You knew what a great player he was, but has even he surprised you with how good he's been, how instrumental in sort of a lot of your good work over those last 2.5 years?
Well, I think it's easy to overanalyse it, isn't it? Dan's always been a good player, very good player, capped as a kid, and the maturity is coming through. He's been here for 3 years, or coming up to 3 years. He's decided to sign for another couple, which is great for us. But it's not about the people around him. They're important, don't get me wrong, but it's about him himself and what he's done as a bloke. He's stood up, done what he needs to do, and the most important thing is play here and play for the team. And he's done that, and the process that he went through is the result is he gets into the England setup because of his performances for the club, and every player understands it. Every young player we talked about a minute ago understands that process. If you do this, you can get to there, and if you can do that, you can make it to the top. And obviously Dan's one of them. He's got there. He's got to stay there, and he does that by putting in performances like today.
I've got to say, Danny, when you've got a performance like today and where you are in the table, it just amplifies the reason why you decided to sign a new contract here.
Yeah, definitely. For me, you should the buzz before the game. The boys, everyone wanting to play for each other. It's such a tight knit group of boys, and you look at likes of Josh Beaumont, Tommy Taylor coming on, Mike Cayley, who is one of the best under the high ball in the league. There's some real talented boys coming up, and if I can help them in any way, shape or form, then I'm excited about the next couple of years in doing so.
You've spoken about those guys. You've made the breakthrough in the way by playing so well here and being recognised by England, and that those guys continue their development as well, and you helping them. Do you think that they can sort of make that sort of next progression as well in terms of international? Yeah,
there's enough natural talent there, definitely. You look at the natural talent that Josh has, Will Addison, Tommy Taylor, Mike Cayley. I'd say for you to say it's probably the best set of youngsters in the league. It's just about nurturing them, as Steve does very well with all the players. So I think it's exciting times for Sale. And, you know, with people like Quates leaving their experience as well, Sammy T, he just seems to be getting younger. Yeah, it's just it's a good time. Looking forward to the rest of the season now.
Today's try, talk us through it, as I say, in football. Was it a planned move? How did it come about? The pass to Sammy for the try?
Yeah, like these things can't overanalyse. You know, I was looking for a bit of space, and Sammy hit his line as he does, and guess it was a bit of luck really. Just give him the ball and he scores. It's not too much in it.
Well, let's talk about the driving try, Robbie.
Absolutely, yeah.
So that one,
Ask Danny about that one.
Well, on that one, we really set them all well, and we pushed really hard. So that was good.
Dan O'Donnell's, I mean, it's another significant win today in terms of the season, and you did really well into sort of top 6 finish last season. But I mean, is there a feeling within the squad that if you can carry on the progression you're making, that possibly you might be outsiders for the top 4 as well this season if you carry on in this vein? Well,
to be fair, what we do, we set a goal obviously like most teams would, but we do actually take it 1 week at a time, and there's a lot of congestion, as I said earlier, in the league. All we've got to do is win our own games and be highly competitive away, because not many teams win away from home in this comp. We understand the comp. I've been involved for 20 years in this competition. You've got to win your own games, and you've got to win them and deny the opposition a bonus point, which we didn't manage to do today. So there was a little bit of negativity in the change room after it, over that, because that's where we want to be. So if we finish up top 4, then it will be through all the hard work these lads do in the daily training regime. If we finish top 6, it's a fantastic achievement. So again, we internally we'll reset our goals in the spring, but we've got Leicester away and Bath away, 2 of the giants, just like Saracens. If we can turn one of those teams over, it's a huge plus for us. But a lot of work is needed Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday this week, and if we do that, then we'll reassess our goals after the break in March.
Danny, but where are you in terms of your confidence at the minute? I mean, playing well for Sale and Stuart Lancaster getting you back into the fold. That's probably brought a bit of confidence into you.
Yeah, the confidence comes just from the daily routine of training, and making sure, you know, I'm just trying to get better every day in training, and you know, you can't ever take it for granted. You can't ever just go out there, finish and go back in. You've always got to continue doing your extras. It's something I've been very big on over the last 2.5, 3 years, and you know, it's important I keep moving forward with the likes of Mike Forshaw, with defence. You know, as a unit, we were very solid today. But like Dime said, afterwards there's a bit of constructive criticism for us to make sure we don't give that bonus point to a team like that.
It's easy to forget, Danny, how young you were when you first started, because you've packed a lot into your career, more than what appears the players done in the whole career. I think you look at the last year, 18 months, you're probably playing some of the best rugby you've ever done in your career on a consistent basis. Yeah,
definitely. It's been a different experience for me here. I was very fortunate to be part of an ageing Wasps side, but with a lot of international players. Every game I played on the front foot. I didn't know how to play on the back foot. So when I had my second sort of stint with England, I was on the back foot. I didn't really, you know how to do it, and I didn't know how to handle, you know, managers or man management people as well as I did. I always thought it'd be the same as it was at Wasps. It wasn't. So that's exactly what Steve has taught me, and those type of things I've learned coming up here. You know, we've had a lot of chats about it, and it's about, you know, the way you are around the players, the way you are in this environment, and if you make sure you bring a positive, you know, sort of decision making, all those type of things, then you can see everyone moving forward, and that's exactly what I've done. And in terms of playing on the back foot, sometimes yes, we don't get massive go forward, but the way our forward pack has got the driver more in the scrum down pat now, you know, it's enough a platform for us to play off, and we'll get wins against, you know, top 4 sides like Saracens.
And there's obviously an expectancy now on you to perform. How do you handle that pressure?
Yeah, it's, you know, I think it's exciting because I'm still in a position where I'm still trying to reach the top. Is, you know, I think the challenge is when you're at the top is staying great and going from great to great. That's something, you know, I talk about with different people, but you know, I'm still fighting for the top, and I've got that little fire in my belly, so there's no hesitation for me to stop, keep going, and you know, it's an exciting challenge over the next 6 months, and just got to keep my head down and keep working.
Steve, do you notice a lift in the team when you see Danny and start knowing that?
In our team, well, I think when Danny's not in it like last week, we have other players who come in and can play to the structure of what we do. What Danny does, and what all international players do in any sport, when they come back to the daily training environment, they bring a higher level of intensity, because that's what they've been training at. And it's probably 15-20% of what we're used to, if I'm honest. So he comes back and he's buzzed and he knows how we want to play against Saracens and he knows how we can beat them. Danny fills that into the game plan. The coaches facilitate that and everybody buzzes off it. You know, we had 2 lads who come back from Italy this week. Dima, the prop, and Luke McLean couldn't get in the side this week because of our young lads. But everybody comes back full of enthusiasm. So it's the ingredients in the cauldron is massive. He's one of the main ingredients, obviously. A team at this level cannot perform without a top-class 9 and 10. Fortunately, we have 2 of those.